Elliott is the greatest rapper of all time.
Oh yeah.
Mr. B to Elliott.
Do you have any evidence for this?
No.
Just that's your take.
It's either her or Queen Latifah. UNITY.
I'll take your word for it.
Ooh, ladies first. Ladies
We're
first.
live.
We are live. Thanks for joining us this fine morning on comic book clobbering time. No, pop culture clobbering time. We changed the name of the show like years ago. And I still don't get it right.
You're still hanging on.
We
You're
are.
still hanging on to it.
Hold on for one more day.
Got my good friend Coach Vic. We got Al over there across town.
Oh. Coach Vic's your good friend, and I'm just me.
Just Al.
I'm here. I'm with them.
Yeah.
But we need Al to bring the flavor to the show.
Yeah, sure.
Flavor.
And the more lit background and my boring background.
Should we do the opening intro or just skip it?
You can go ahead and do it because I'm sure no one's watching anyways.
Hey, and welcome back, everyone. We've got a good little group of people hanging out with us this morning. We got Captain Comics. He was here early. Comic Head 84 was a minute ahead of time, and we were late. Bear Island, miss seeing your face on the YouTubes, man. Get back into it. It's been good to see Comic Head 84.
Yeah.
Getting back into the game.
With this nice little setup.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little setup. That sounds so condescending. I didn't mean to make it sound like that. Got a nice, fresh setup.
There you
go. I like the fact that people are usually late to the show actually were early because you were so late setting up.
Leave me some feedback on how you guys knew to be here. Was it the Instagram post a half hour before the show? Did your YouTube bell alarm go off? I'm just curious because we usually get a few people joining in. I'm just curious how you land here on this fine Saturday morning.
Fine Saturday morning. So I never see the names of these shows that you're putting out until I get here, and now I'm seeing Schooling James Gunn. Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna school that.
Hey, you want to get ready?
Yeah.
So I can talk about the great James Gunn. The great James Gunn from St. Louis, Missouri. Unlike Denny O'Neil, who went to CBC, James Gunn went to St. Louis University High School, their bitter rival. So I guess we're not getting any Denny O'Neil stuff in the new DCU.
Only you would know.
Hey, anyways, what are we here for?
Wrestling.
Well, okay. Well, let's talk about that now. So, all right, the big news, or 10-month-old news, is that James Gunn has been brought into the DCEU or whatever it's called now, and he's been given the reins. Him and this other guy that no one talks about. And we're not going to be talking about him either because James Gunn is the figurehead. Okay, so he kicks out Henry Cavill. He kicks out everybody else except certain guys. And then he goes, hey, we're going to remake everything in my image. And it's going to be great. And then he gives us a list, the Gunn list.
Mm-hmm.
And much to do is about it. And then I think we're here to pick over the list and see which ones we actually think are tasty little morsels, right? Or no.
Go ahead.
So this is how I proposed the topic was, okay, he's picked some well-known characters and he's also picked some lesser well-known characters. So what if we just ran through like all the issues of Showcase to see what characters were introduced in Showcase, and we can maybe talk about each of them and decide, okay, are these characters that could be included in future installments, future movies, stuff like that? Are they worth consideration? Are they just laughable? And that got shot down.
Well, as Jamie, Showcase. What Showcase? There's been a billion showcases.
I mean, I sent him several showcases. He kept telling me it was the wrong one.
The original Silver Age DC Showcase that introduced
characters
like
you're talking
Green Lantern,
Flash, Green
Which
Lantern,
Flash?
Barry Allen.
Barry Allen.
The other Flash came before Barry Allen.
Yoga Flash. Who's Yoga Flash?
So,
the other Flash.
So the I guess the reasoning I didn't present for the reason I wanted to approach it that way was to say, maybe there are characters here that people aren't that aware of, that if they wanted to go out and get that first appearance, they could get it at an affordable price right now before it shoots up, like the Creature Commando's first appearance.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't shot down. No, we're doing it now. That's why that wasn't shot down, because what a well-known or not well-known character. And I know you love the long, boring characters, you know. I knew it. This is the thing. When I said, hey, let's pick our top 3 characters we want to see James Gunn get his gritty hands on. And I knew you would pick like the background bartender of some comic book, because it was so dark and he never gets his comeuppance or whatever. I don't know. You would have picked something crazy. I expect Vic's gonna pick like something like, oh yeah, there you go. It has to be from Kansas City.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Sorry.
You got one more time.
Saint Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what about the Super Bowl? Are you happy for the Super Bowl?
Am I happy for the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah.
I'm talking to Vic.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm torn because I want Jalen Hurts to win, but you know, my cousin's the groundskeeper for the Chiefs, so
you got people on the ground.
And I think Jamie almost got a little happy because he's seen the emblem for the Eagles, and he's like, "Oh, is that the Seahawks?" And he just got a little excited at first, and then he was like, "Oh no, calm down. They're not going to go to the Super Bowl.
Jersey to put on.
They're not going to the Super Bowl and get smoked again."
I always wanted a Sean Alexander's jersey and never got one.
Anyways, we got some exciting stuff. I'm actually really excited to hear what you guys, what on the official list, the Gunn list, you guys are looking forward to, and what you think should be happening with that.
Okay, well, we can get started. We'll just start by running down what that release list was. If I can get my mouth to work this morning,
as well as your camera.
It's been a hard week for Hood, y'all. It's been a hard week.
It is. It has been. Should we go this way? It doesn't matter. It's still pretty small.
Yeah. Can you just have a swirl around like we're going down a toilet?
Woo! All right.
I'll make this bigger.
Hey, I actually bought some comic books this week.
Oh, what'd you buy?
I bought, of course, Static #1. This is probably last week's, but I bought Static #1.
Season 2?
Yeah. I'm always a champion of Milestone, and I love the Milestone character.
Yeah, we talk about the Milestone announcements. What's happening?
One thing I noticed inside this is that they have the Icon versus Hardware cover, or it's coming out.
Oh.
And I noticed one thing. I don't like Icon's outfit at all.
Oh, I never did.
It's just it's gaudy. It's very gaudy.
You know, outfit.
This reminds me of what. Okay, so you ever watched Nightmare on Elm Street? You know that Freddy Krueger has the green and red sweater. Right. The reason why those two colors were picked because they were most garish colors that displease the eye. And let's say Icon's, he's not helping that. He's proven a fact there. Whoa. Anyways, but beautiful artwork.
Well, what do you expect? Icon vote for Trump.
I haven't read Static #1 yet, so I don't know.
I picked the website with a wonderful ad in here. There we go.
Yeah.
That's better.
What was it? All right.
It's like adult anime.
Isn't? Oh, Callie is here. No.
Okay, so
All right.
Gods and monsters.
what do we got?
So Superman Legacy, which he didn't say it during the announcements, but it's been reported since then that X-Men Legacy, Superman Legacies may have maybe an adaptation of All-Star Superman, which I'm a fan of. I'm not a fan of Grant Morrison, but I like that.
I would love, Superman's Legacy. If it is All-Star Superman, I would love it because they got the lion-headed Superman shows up. All the different weird Supermen show up, and it's also a sweetheart. It's a kiss to Superman, like, oh, that's why we like Superman.
Right.
And that's what they need right now. They need hey, you like Superman, you don't, all this years of Frank Miller, Dark Knight Returns, Batman hate, and Superman stuff. That's really made us go, oh, Superman's dumb. But Superman's actually a fun character if allowed to be fun, unlike the Man of Steel movie. And unlike Superman Returns and anything else with Superman in it in the past 30, 40 years, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Going back to the Christopher Reeves movies.
I'm a broken record. I'm a skipping record when it comes to that. Superman Reeves is the bee's knees, right?
But it says that they're still moving forward to J.J. Abrams' Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman, too.
Yeah, but that will be in the Elseworlds brand.
Yeah.
What's Elseworlds?
Elseworlds.
Because you told me that didn't count when I mentioned that this week about something.
And that's what it means in the cinematic universe, that James Gunn's overall arcing story is going to happen in the main line, but there will be little movies, projects here and there that would be considered Elseworlds that are in reality outside of that main timeline.
Yeah, and that's not going to confuse any moviegoer. No, not at all. Hey, wait, what's this happy Batman and then this sad emo Batman that,
Well, you're gonna have the two Jokers. You're gonna have two Harley Quinns around. Yeah, ran confusion all over the place.
Okay, so the Authority, they're actually they're like plucking everywhere. I'm surprised we don't see a Wildcats show up in here.
I thought I read something about Wildcats.
I almost picked Wildcats for one of my picks today. I'm not surprised they picked the Authority. I think it's just not a surprise that they would go with something that's reminiscent of The Boys, which is huge.
Sure.
It's got representation as far as gay characters in it. I would say some of the more successful representations of gay characters in comics were probably in the Authority.
Are there any just way out of bounds gay representation of gay characters that they have to get rid of? Like somebody coming, hey, it's time for me to kick some.
They're gonna cancel you right now, Vic.
I'm asking a question about what used to be. There's nothing.
Whoa. Anyways, in the Authority. Yeah, basically it's what came first, the comic book Authority or The Boys?
The Authority, I believe.
Okay.
I might be wrong. It might have been right around the same time, but
yeah, I think it was around the same time because they competed with one another when they were released.
Well, they were both Wildstorm properties.
Were they? No,
yeah.
Were they?
Yeah,
I thought The Boys was like
they were well. The Boys moved to Dynamite after DC bought them, and so the Authority was much more over the top before DC bought Wildstorm.
Yeah,
that's kind of the reason both. That's why the guys doing The Boys didn't want to water down their content, so they're like, "We're out of here. We own it anyway." But Authority was a, I think it was obviously owned by Jim Lee somehow.
Yeah. Well, the Authority, when it came out, I was all over the Authority. I was like, the one thing about the Authority is it is anti-hero, but it isn't like The Boys. They're still superhero team. They're not just in it to, do crazy stuff. So they got that going for them. The Authority is still heroic. It's still dark, but they're saving the world.
Their motivation is correct.
Right. They're not just like, hey, I want to,
So they kill people? Is that what you're saying, basically?
Yeah, well, they kill people, but they're doing it for the right reason.
People.
Huh?
Right. They only kill the bad guys.
Right. So, anyways, next up, the Brave and the Bold.
So they named it one thing and said they're going to do something else. Because historically, Brave and the Bold, the connotation, it's Batman teaming up with, any other DC character, which I think would make a good anthology TV show, where every episode it's Batman teaming up with some DC comic character, and that's a good way to introduce them. But this is supposed to be going back to the introduction of Damian Wayne as Batman's son.
Well, this is one of those I have to wait and see because, first, Bruce wasn't Batman at that time. Right. It was Dick. Mm-hmm. And so they're going to have to change that because people aren't going to understand. Why is Robin Batman? So
let me get I have I don't want to say outspoken because I don't speak my mind very often, but I have an opinion of Damian. What's your opinion of Damian as a character?
He's Stewie. he's Stewie from Family Guy. And so I understand that as a character, as Heat, from like, oh, well, you're my son, but, forget you, Pops, and all this type of stuff. And he's kind of like, he's the ultimate redemption. If they show to the future and he's either with doing the Ra's al Ghul stuff or he's doing the Batman stuff, that's like he's the dark side. He's like, is he going to be Darth Vader or is he going to be Anakin Skywalker? So I can understand that. That's what's interesting about his character. But as we know, characters are dragged out. He's going to be 12 years old forever. So we'll never see that. You'll always see the, will he or won't he type thing. But you'll never see him in this, But I don't mind him. I think he fits more in, even though wouldn't he be older if it was the son of the demon or whatever when they had a kid. Well, I see what you're saying, Vic. What you saying?
So Damian Wayne was trained by Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
Y'all told me he trained nobody. Not even Talia. But all right.
Who knows, dude? Anyways,
because I know Arrow was and Batman was.
Green
Arrow was. Your TV. Man, get the TV stuff out of here.
All right, so just Damian. All right, I'm with y'all.
Who knows? Maybe it was the League of Assassins that trained him. Someone trained him.
Good morning, Kenneth Bird. So my opinion of Damian was always he's like obviously the character everybody loves to hate, and we hate him because he's an entitled little brat.
Is that when everybody killed off?
No, that was
Jason Todd.
Jason Todd just nobody. He was unlikable. People like Damian because he can talk smack and back it up, but he can talk smack to everybody in the DC universe just like Batman can and back it up.
Really?
And my opinion of him changed when they killed Alfred. Spoilers: they killed off Alfred. Because to me,
kill Brother Pennyworth
again.
No, they haven't brought him back yet.
Kill him off several times.
But
I don't know what you're talking about.
Good morning, Lady Fantastic. Thanks for joining us. So when that happened, I saw. Okay, so Damian now understands what it is to lose somebody that is kind of a father figure to him because Alfred had been that up to that point.
What's Bruce been?
Damian grew up and trained outside of Batman's.
I thought Bruce was the caring father. Or is that just the Super Sons?
No, okay. Anything you know from TV or cartoons, get rid of it.
Okay.
Just flush it. Just give it an enema. It's gone.
I'm sorry.
It's its own universe. It does not attest to anything in comic books.
Well, Lasso arrived just in time.
When you were done schooling Gunn, can you explain the difference between JSA and the All-Star Squadron to me, please? Okay.
Well, we got to get to our picks before I can talk about that.
And Gore Vidal joining this morning. A frustrating irony in all this is due to exorbitant film costs that need to please a general audience, and Hollywood can't take the time can't take the same creative risks that happened and inspired the comics.
Well, all the risk was already taken, and to shock the creative audience, I wouldn't say creative audience, an audience. They don't know anything anyway, so they've seen it all. Comic books have been strip mined for so many years that all their swerves and everything have already been taken and put into other movies. Well, it's like the Twilight Zone. If you go back and watch the Twilight Zone, that's like this movie. It's like, no, that movie ripped off Twilight Zone. That movie ripped off this. They've been doing it to comic books for a while too. So,
well, and there's a certain amount of confusion that's getting or that's been introduced over the years, because you see Ra's al Ghul in a Batman movie, and he doesn't match what they show in an Arrow TV show.
Oh yeah, that's happened. That's happened since the beginning of.
Okay, it's the Lazarus Pit, a real thing, and Ra's al Ghul's in charge of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, Supergirl and the Woman of Tomorrow.
Okay, so I
keep going.
I suffer from Tim Gunn burnout. So, or not Tim Gunn. I'm sorry,
Bruce
Gunn.
Tom King burnout.
Burnout.
So when it came time that I saw this title announced, I'm like, hey, I like Supergirl, and I want to see her in a story that isn't just some fluff piece. So I'm like, well, the art looks great. I'll pick it up. I read the first issue. I'm like, I see what they're doing here. I'm out. But I see how some of these choices that Tim Gunn's making with these, how they are enmeshed with his outlook on things and how he's handling the characters he's written so far, especially in the DC universe, if not both DC and Marvel. I think it ties in well with the themes he touched on in Peacemaker.
Now, are we going through all of these, or are we just going to mention the ones we like?
We'll go through them all, but we'll try to blow through them. I mean, Swamp Thing's up next. I think that'll be cool. I've got nothing against the Swamp Thing live action movie.
Oh, this Batman is not. It's not emo Batman, right?
This is Batman. Brave and the Bold is an emo. I'm thinking it's going to be more
it's like not, Robert Pattinson, right?
Yeah, part 2 has got Crybaby Batman in it. Even though it wasn't, it's just going to be a long, stuffed Batman movie.
Be a long, dark Batman movie.
Yeah, like
something happened during the daytime in this one, please.
Let's see what Gore had to say. Meaning, what if Hollywood gave David Lynch or similar filmmaker the reign to do what Grant Morrison did with DC characters? You can risk it in comics, but not in a billion-dollar film. I get your point there.
Yeah.
Comic Kid 84 laying out the 10-year plan without so much as the title logos was baffling. Make a couple good movies first, and then get us your mat. I'm pretty much in that kind of mindset of, hey, just put out some good-looking films. The trailers look good. I'll go see them. If it's quality stuff, I'll keep coming back for more.
I mean, even Marvel started off with just like, all right, let's make a couple movies, and if they bomb, we'll go away. But if they go good, then we're going to take over the world.
Yep. Creature Commandos. I think that's another choice that meshes well with Tim Gunn's kind of areas of interest. Just like Guardians of the Galaxy, the characters in Guardians of the Galaxy, I knew nothing about. I know nothing about Creature Commandos, but this is an animated show, so
yeah. But here's the thing about he's saying those characters can appear in live action. It's going to be a mismatch. It's going to be like what if. My thing about Creature Commandos, I would have preferred the old version, like the original version, where they're like wearing army fatigues and stuff like that. And Medusa looks, because that would be cool to do like a World War II with Frankenstein, Dracula, and like Medusa and the Wolfman and stuff. Just tearing up like Nazis, man. Like, let's have fun. Let's have a ball. Let's do it. Let's go crazy.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Get nuts.
Yeah, let's get nuts. Come on.
Right,
anyway, Waller, it's going to be this. It's whatever. I don't care about him.
He gets their own movie? A series?
This is spitting out of Suicide Squad and Peacemaker.
So is this basically going to be a backstory on Amanda Waller?
No, yeah, who knows?
We're saying it's going to be the bridge between Peacemaker season 1 and season 2.
Oh, so I got to watch Peacemaker now?
Dude, it's good.
Okay.
If you're out here watching Arrow, watch Peacemaker.
Right. So Waller is just more of Waller. It's just going to be more of her being the boss, and it's just going to be like, okay, why do people put up with you? I don't know. Let's go.
It was Viola Davis.
Paradise Lost about Themyscira with this. They're saying it's set on Themyscira, but it's going to be like Game of Thrones. Like it, that's a lot to live up to.
Oh wait, I thought Booster Gold was a gay character.
He's not historically, but I don't know him well enough to say that he's had all kinds of romantic
His outfit reminds me of Gold Dust. You know what I'm saying?
No, well, it doesn't matter if he's gay or not. That doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Booster Gold, that's the one that I'm like most looking forward to, especially with James Gunn, the way he does, good, like cynical comedy characters. Mm-hmm. Booster Gold would be good. Okay, so Booster Gold is a schlub from the future. Okay, that steals all the power, like the Legion flight ring and all that stuff, and comes back from the future to the present to become like a well-known superhero.
Okay.
And he doesn't. But we'll see what happens. I think it's a perfect show. I think this is going to be a great fun show. It's going to be, if they film it right,
Yep.
You get the right Booster Gold. Let's not get, if this is who they're talking about getting Chris Pratt is, fine. He'd be perfect Booster Gold. Carter kind of plays him. He plays him in Guardians of the Galaxy. So we'll see who they get there.
I'm looking forward to Lanterns.
But first, can I go back and just say it's funny that the thing that hits Vic's mind of Booster Gold is it sounds like Gold Dust. He must be gay.
No, I said his costume looks like it says Booster Gold. I looked at it, it looks a little weird. I'm like, no, it's like Gold Dust costume. Yeah, you're right. I'm just trying not to say I ain't seen no black characters anywhere. That's all Trillier trying not to say.
Booster Gold can be black, it don't matter.
He hasn't been.
He was in the newest show. What show was he on your CW show? Booster Gold was I think it was the guy from Scrubs. Huh?
I'll start watching all those. Christ has ruined me.
All right. Well, yeah, you bring him up. All right.
I mean, I'm gonna watch the last season of Flash because that's where we're started from the bottom. Now we're here.
The adaptation of Arkham Asylum would be awesome.
Well, that's Elseworlds though. That's the thing. That's why Batman Part 2, Joker, and those are more like, hey, let's give these people, like some whatever. But they can go crazy now. If they got the Black Label or Elseworlds or whatever, you can do that. But yeah, exactly. Gore got hit it on the head. People aren't going to understand if you do like Superman's Jack the Ripper or something. You know what I mean? They're not going to understand an Elseworld like that, or letting Quentin Tarantino make a JSA movie or something where they're just ripping the heads off of Nazis or something. Have him do Creature Commandos. That would be awesome. Creature Commandos, Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, over there ripping apart the Nazis. Oh my goodness. Anyways.
All right. So we'll get our picks rolling here.
All right.
Jerry Lewis is Booster Gold.
There you go. Let's bring him back from the dead. No, let's AI him. We can AI Jerry Lewis.
All right.
I mean, wouldn't that just be Jim Carrey nowadays?
No.
Oh, you gave me 5 picks, so we're supposed to have 3.
5?
Yeah.
I gave you 5, but I got 3 main ones.
All right. I'll start with one of Victor's in the private chat. Put your top 3. Type those in there. We'll start with this
if
one.
I can. I don't know. Okay. My top 3.
Oh, yeah. Now, one thing I did when I was looking for characters for him to talk about, Well, of course, I started looking for black characters first. Then I gave up on that. And I was like, characters that have an interesting backstory, but they're close enough in the bottom, so he has a palette to work with. That wouldn't be beholden to everybody. And the Crimson Avenger, I mean, he's a cool dude, but they got to do something about his sidekick down there, Hal Wing. When I was reading, it said he had a lot of similarities between him and the Green Hornet and the Shadow. Now he is also DC's first masked character too, first one to wear a mask. But he has these Colt 45 bullets that never miss, never run out of ammo, and he invented a gas gun. So he just shows up in a cloud of crimson dust, a crimson smoke, and then he neutralizes his people with gas. And
so he's got both a gas gun and also 45s that never run out of bullets.
Yeah, the cursed 45s, he kind of ditched those after the first issue, I think, and he developed the gas gun. But that started when he's a wealthy guy. He runs a newspaper, and he goes to this ball that gets robbed the same night as Orson Welles' War of the Worlds is playing. I don't know if you know anything about War of the Worlds, but people didn't. They changed a lot of things about radio. You have to announce when your radio show starts and things like that because War of the Worlds created big havoc in America at the time.
There's a documentary, I believe, on PBS if you want to go check it out about the War of the Worlds stuff. So
listen to the radio show when I was a kid, and but that'll be good. But so this big ball that got robbed, and this lady grabbed him as she was dying, and she said, "Qui vindici ibit." And so he ran off and found the guys that robbed him and ran him off the road. And she found her lighter, and it said that Latin phrase on which means the Avenger will come. And instead of taking credit for it, they blamed some Red Avenger. And that's how he started becoming the Red Avenger by pretty much just taking out anybody who did wrong.
Crimson Avenger.
The Crimson Avenger, my bad, yes.
And then it was the Maroon Avenger.
So, I don't know, it just kind of intrigued me, that backstory. And then later on, when he dies, he's on a toxic ship, and this little lady's like, "I'll tell my son about you," whatever. But then they did a spinoff with a girl named Jill Carlisle. It was a black girl, and pretty much same thing. And it just intrigues me. This was 1938, and it was created by Jim Chamberlain, or Jim Chambers did the art. I guess he created the character too, because that's the only person I saw associated with it. So it just looked interesting to me.
All right.
And I like the outfit. Not the new one. Golly, not the new one.
So, hey, if you're flipping through the back issue bins and you stumble across a Detective Comics 22 for cheap, it's got a good first appearance in it.
Well, his first appearance was in Detective Comics 20, but he's not on the cover of that.
Oh, okay, got it.
22 is his first cover appearance.
Nice raincoat.
All right, cool.
Oh, well, I like the idea. I like Crimson Avenger. I like the old school, cape guy with guns. As you'll see in one of my picks. But I would tell you this: you'd have to change the last name. He has Captain Marvelitis.
Squeezed in on that Marvel action.
What? What's wrong?
Crimson Avenger.
Oh.
Yeah. So give me a name. Give me a last name. The Crimson. Oh, here's my pick.
Oh.
I'm talking the Justice Society of America. The guys you see are okay. So my pitch is for a ongoing series. Okay. It starts off with these guys right here, where they first they already exist in their own worlds, right? Not worlds, but like in their own, like Keystone City and all that stuff. They're already, and this is just like this book. They're meeting up to be like, hey, let's meet. So the real focus is basically Jay Garrick, the Flash, and Alan Scott, Green Lantern, because of course Al Pratt, the Atom, and then Our Man, and so it's kind of like a fish out of water almost, where Jay Garrick's the Flash, but like he's sat next to the Spectre and Dr. Fate. And Hawkman's kind of starting, like, you've ever read the book Golden Age?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's my pitch, right? So not complete. Where Hawkman, I mean, he thinks he's a reincarnated, Egyptian god. You know what I mean? Yep. And then you got Dr. Fate, who knows what he is. And Spectre, he's basically he's death attached to a body. You know. Then of course Sandman, he would be more like the Batman, where he's not giving up his secret identity, so you can't really trust him. And then, the Atom, he's got like a Napoleon complex, and he'd be the guy that would be trying to outdo, like, hey, look what I can do,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then Our Man, of course, he's kind of like, sometimes he has erectile dysfunction when it comes to powers, because his powers would run out after an hour.
60 minutes per day.
Yeah, so basically my pitch is you come in, and you can even have like the old timey, like, hey, today, when look at the meetup, like the old black and white. You start with the old black and white serials where they're like, it's the big meetup between these iconic, but they wouldn't be iconic then. It'd be like, but as you go along, they get to know each other and stuff like that. I think it would be a great ongoing series, set definitely in 1938 to 1945 type. And then you can end the series. If you keep going with the series, you can end it with them being told to give it up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The whole like, hey, unless you show who you are, you can't do this anymore, because they become commies or whatever. And you can introduce other characters like Black Canary and Wildcat and Dr. Midnight. It would be so
Avenger
great.
was part of the JSA.
Huh?
The Crimson Avenger was part of the JSA.
He was a member of the All-Star Squadron.
Oh, okay.
He's a member of All-Star Squadron. Now let's get into that. Justice Society is different from the All-Star Squadron, because the All-Star Squadron was a thing brought together by FDR to bring all superheroes together to fight the war.
Oh, okay.
Whereas the Justice Society was basically these guys. This was the Eagles Lodge. You know what I mean? This is like, hey, let's get together, have some beers, talk about our tales,
Mm-hmm.
And then they weren't really, back in the day, they weren't doing, like, hey, let's get together, beat up this guy. It was more just like, hey, do you know what I did last week? So it would be the actual series would be where they get together. And they can talk, it's like a big introduction and stuff. And then you have basically the Flash is like the everyman, I think. And then he would be introduced to Alan Scott, who would be like, yeah, I'm a radio mogul. So he would be kind of a little not hoity-toity, but he would be, it would just be fun to have these guys interact as normal people. It's set in like pre-World War II, almost just around that time. And everything has to be era perfect.
Mm-hmm.
With the hair. And I want everyman. I don't want big muscle bound Henry Cavill. I don't want anybody jacked up. I just want everyman. And I'm not talking Watchmen. It looks like they made these suits out of, card, like, you know what I'm saying? They look dopey in the Watchmen.
No, I've only read the first issue.
I'm talking about the movie there, where they had them like, yeah, we look, and they don't look right. But I think All-Star Squadron would be good later. But Justice Society would be perfect as an ongoing, and that's my pitch for that. It would write itself, man. You could do single episodes where you get to know the Flash, where you get to know the Spectre, Mm-hmm. So it's like a shared universe, but it's a TV show where, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Arrested Development. That's up now.
I will say, I hope James Gunn keeps talking. The JSA was the best part of Black Adam to me, because Black Adam sucked. But
it did.
I liked Hawkman. I liked Hawkman's character a lot. I was like, I hope they figure out how to keep him around.
Dr. Fate and the other two are me. I'm sorry, but I like the actor, but he didn't carry. I don't know what this Hawkman was, right? I don't know if he was, the reincarnation of all these characters, this one spirit, or what it was. To me, it just seemed like he was Urban Hawkman. You know what I mean?
He was Tony Stark, but he didn't have a suit of armor. He had wings.
But he didn't have I don't know. He just didn't have. Like, I'm all for.
We didn't get to learn about him, basically.
Right. Like, I'm all for, all
the sides.
A black Hawkman. I don't care his skin color because, he reincarnates. He's a Doctor Who almost,
Oh, okay.
So you can do that, and it's no big deal. It's not going to change anything. But you got to have him have the past in his brain. You can't just have him, even though Doctor Who kind of forgets every time. But telling you, JSA, man, I know they were in the Black Adam movie, and I know Jamie was like, "Well, this is new. They already did this." But dude, my pitch would be awesome. Throw it on an HBO Max or HBO Discovery or whatever it's going to be called. People will eat it up, man. I'm telling you.
I get that. Cut one of my bills off.
I haven't watched all the the DC TV shows, so I don't know what characters have been shown and what haven't. But yeah, I did try to stick to, for my choices, characters we haven't seen on screen yet. So this is my pick for the first one.
Daredevil?
Deadman.
Oh
yeah. So I mean, this is definitely has a comparison to like Quantum Leap or something like that, where Deadman hops into different people, that kind of thing. I'm also, because I never mind. I'm a realist as far as like budget and what we can expect from like a streaming show, and I think something like this would be little or no effects needed. They can concentrate on telling good stories and not have to bugger it up with substandard effect work and stuff like that. So yeah, I think Deadman's a character that's got enough appeal to really do something cool. Al totally disagrees.
No. I think I don't know what I think a long time ago when we were doing characters that need their own show. I think we did Deadman already. I want to say, if not, I've thought about it a billion times, along with Mr. Miracle and Command D and the Demon. That's why I didn't choose any of them, because I think I did that. Yeah. I've even said this. I know I've said it to somebody. I might have been talking off camera or something to somebody. I've always said that a Quantum Leap Deadman show would be great, especially since the new Quantum Leap is a joke. Anyway,
I'm trying to like it.
There's so many shows that they're bringing back that just are failing.
We need to go back and watch our old shows to see if we ever said anything about that, because I think we've done it.
That's why I didn't want to just do, hey, let's do the things we think they should do, because we've tried on that before. All right, so this one's going to be Victor's next pick.
All right.
The Hulk. Has he got pick the Hulk yet? You guys freeze? Oh, no, you're just
the Secret Six. Interesting thing about the Secret Six, all the issues that starts with the cover. So the story starts on the cover of all the books. Don't know if I like that. It's just a thing. But the secret operative of 6 people that are led by somebody named Mockingbird. Is it Mockingbird?
Yeah, codename Mockingbird.
Codename Mockingbird. And these 6 people, they get their orders from Mockingbird, and they're secret government operatives. So I just picture 6. You can make whoever you want to. Make 6 guys that are 6 people that infiltrate various parts of the government or whatever, and they have something to get accomplished. Whether it's overthrowing other regimes or overthrowing our own regime, who knows? But I just like the idea of teams. And this is a team that you can do whatever you want to with. You can use a team of superheroes like your JSA, but I just like the idea of it. Now, the other side of that is the most popular version of this, apparently, what was named the comic book run of the decade, number 4, was the what do they call it? I guess the vigilante one that had Bane. Who else in those scene? Yeah. pull up that
Catman, Deadshot.
Yeah, Scandal, Savage, Jeanette, and Ragdoll.
Yeah. That's why when you were saying you could have superheroes, I was like, well, they've done it with the villains.
Yeah. And so I also like the idea of villains, but, you know.
To me, it's very Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
I was gonna say,
and that's the issue, right? Squad? That's the issue. It's Suicide Squad. But with Mockingbird in charge, right?
Do you know who Mockingbird is?
Yeah. He is. I'll tell you exactly who Mockingbird is.
It's Amanda Waller.
No. It's August Durant.
Who?
August Durant.
Okay.
Black guy, and he preceded Amanda Waller.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't know he was Mockingbird. They just thought he was part of the Secret Six. That wasn't revealed too much later.
Yeah. That
blew me I don't know what technology they were using back then, but
well, I'll tell you, Vic, I think that you went so far ahead of where, like, you're trying not to do, like, okay, I'm not just going to do Milestone, or I'm not just going to do this character, that you're trying to, you're like, I'll come over here and pick this crazy stuff. But yeah, Secret Six would be good because you couldn't do the supervillain angle because that's Suicide Squad,
right?
But you could do make it superheroes, maybe that'd be interesting. Like,
my thought was kind of like a leverage, right? You got some people that are bad mixed in with some people with good intentions, and you know.
Oh, so okay, so it would be like if they blackmail like who's a DC or hero. Like, hey, Robin, we know who you are, so you're gonna do this, or we're gonna reveal it to the world.
Right.
So you could have a Robin on there, and you could have, all these different characters just because they're like, and then you never know who Mockingbird is, right? You should never reveal Mockingbird because he's like Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
He's just the voice, and it's basically Mission Impossible, but with you're there because you have to be, because they're going to reveal your secret identity, or the fact that you murdered some thug and you didn't want people to know about it.
Right. I mean, but you're still trying to get something accomplished, but just making people do it.
Yeah. Like, you got to do this to show them your Instagram. Yeah, I can see that. That's interesting.
So, Magic Lasso, I think the last time we tread on this water, one of us picked on Commandy.
So. Alan did.
I picked Commandy. Well, he's just saying, I already mentioned Commandy. So that's what he was going off of. He was quoted, yeah. He was just saying, oh, you saying that? Yeah. Commandy was definitely that. Mr. Miracle and Demon were like my three. Like, these should have cartoons or shows. So, and probably Dead Man. But,
All right, let's see here. What do we got?
Who's next?
Wow.
Who is it? Which one is it? I like the fact that you had us give you these earlier, and then right now is when you. Okay, Superboy Prime. This is the one you. Do you know the last 20 or 30 years of what they've done with Superboy Prime?
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, this is the picture he picked. All right. My next thing is Superboy Prime. I'm talking the evilest SOB. I'm talking, what was that? Not Identity Crisis. It was Infinite Crisis or whatever, where he kills he wants to get it. Okay, so my pitch for the storyline. Okay, so we got this new universe, right? We got the Gunverse. So I'm giving you your Loki. I'm giving you your multiverse character here. He's the guy. He's the Superboy that he exists outside of this new universe. All right, he exists outside of this universe because he survived the crisis that no one remembers. Okay, It's kind of like Psycho Pirate, who could appear in the movie, could appear in the show or movie. So you got Superboy Prime, who's Is he evil? Is he, he's Thanos basically. He's Thanos because you're trying to. He's got a right to go back to his. He's trying to get back. He's trying to bring back his universe. I'm not going to make him completely psychotic because. Okay, so it could be
That's kind of where they went with him.
I know, but you don't have to do that. But you can do it if you want. But the idea of a Superboy Prime, a TV show, or a movie where it's Superman wrecking shop. But he's not, he's not like the boys, like, oh, I'm a Nazi or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? And I think it'd be interesting him going to other universes, trying to find his universe, multiverse stuff, just wrecking people and getting like the technology to get back to his place, to get his universe back. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be pretty cool. And you don't have to at the end, he can die, he can do whatever. You also in this you can introduce other versions. You can do other versions of the superheroes in this, just like the multiverse, just like Doctor Strange's multiverse. I know people are probably going, ugh, but I think that'd be fun with Superboy Prime because you'd have an evil Superman just going in and. You could have him kill the Joker. You can have him go in and eat, Lex Luthor's brain or something. Just whatever you want to do if you want to get that crazy with it. But Superboy Prime would definitely just ended that as well. I don't know. Anyway,
so everybody goes crazy.
Well, not everybody. It's a an all powerful character we know that has his own what he thinks is the noble motivation, but he has to trash everybody else to get there.
Right. Or he's just trying to find it. He could even be like, if you do it in episodes, I thought it would be fun if he went to and hung out with like Jimmy Olsen. Oh, you're Superman. Are you gonna be they can be buddies with you could have people going with him. Like he starts getting a group of people to hang out with him, Psycho Pirate would be a good one because he remembers it and he's trying to he could be his guide. Like he remembers all the different universes. So he's like, no, it's over here. But then I think it'd be a fun romp.
Sure.
Or it would be dark. Who knows? I think it's good. You can kiss my cheeks. Sorry, it's not Dead Man. Finger 6.
All right. So this pick here is mine, and it's an audible because the other pick I had was way too lame to talk about. And this is
speaking of which,
this is inspired by Victor's pick of the Sinister Six because Global Frequency was a 12-issue
Frequency series. Is that William Franken's? Never mind.
That was essentially every issue had a different starring character. Okay. But the global frequency is a radio frequency that if there's a global scale danger or event or a problem that specialists across the globe will be notified that their skills are needed. So it's a little bit of a what's the
Young Justice?
No.
Mission Impossible?
Mission Impossible, yes. It's a Mission Impossible stuff.
Yeah, very
but
yeah. What was your other idea?
Lobo. So let's not talk
Lobo would have been perfect. Yeah, Lobo would be great. Lobo. It was boring. Wait a minute.
Jason Momoa supposed to be Lobo?
That's all the rumors, but that wasn't part of the slate. So
wait a minute.
But
Lobo would have been boring, but this is super exciting. I'm telling you. Oh boy, it has no real character. You're just going off a name and it could be anybody. Okay. This could be a movie. Did he just leave? Oh no!
You don't like any of my ideas.
Go with Lobo. I'll get. You calling audible.
I ain't gonna lie.
Go with Lobo.
Him to poo more of my ideas, but there's still hope.
Hey man, Vic's firing on all cylinders tonight. I'm telling you, Crimson Avenger would be a strong. Even if you did the Crimson Avenger as like almost like a radio play type movie, that'd be pretty cool. All right, here it's got to be this Lobo though, with the very offensive cover. Like that's gruesome, dude. Like, what's he doing?
It's the first appearance. I used
he
all
made
the first
motorcycle out of
appearance
that girl.
covers.
This is offensive. That's offending. This is triggering me. No.
Everybody, okay, there's two kinds of people in the world. People that love Lobo and people that don't know Lobo.
I like Lobo. That's why I'm like, why didn't you go with Lobo?
Apparently he looks like Jason Momoa. That's all I know.
He's an easy target.
Yeah, I get that. DC World War II with Sergeant Rock, Enemy Ace. Well, Enemy Ace was World War One, wasn't he?
No, yeah, you're right.
You know what? I just thought about something. And all my complaints about there not being any black characters. Is he not doing a Wonder Woman movie?
Themyscira.
Oh. Ooh.
All right. Since my last
no, Lobo. We're talking about
failure,
Lobo.
My last idea was such a failure. We're going to do my idea first this time.
There you go. The Unknown Soldier or Sergeant Rock and Enemy Ace? Which one? It's Unknown Soldier?
Unknown Soldier, because I think he's the most visually iconic of the World War II kind of military era characters, and he's got the whole man in disguise thing going on. There's a lot of room for stories built into that trope. But
I bet the perfect guy. Get Liam Neeson to play him. You can call it Dark Man.
But yeah, you get Sergeant Rock to make appearances.
I would go the opposite way. I'd go Sergeant Rock, and then you have you see Unknown Soldier in the background, something like an Easter egg, because you got to have a face, man. You got to have a character that people can, an everyman people can, you know what I'm saying? Because if you go Unknown Soldier, it's like Snake Eyes and G.I. Joe. You're like, we're gonna have to take that mask off because no one, it's the reason why they gave Optimus Prime lips, like, they didn't like that. Sorry, Sergeant Rock. I mean, I'm with you with Unknown Soldier. I think that would be. You could do. I'm telling you, the just the collected universe of World War II or the World Wars. You could do that. That would be even better. Like it's like, oh, this is basically like my JSA pitch. You have like an ongoing that has the different World War II heroes in there. And if you want to, you gotta throw the Blackhawks in there because that's always the thing. Oh, sir, Steven Spielberg wanted to do the Blackhawks or something, but
right.
But Unknown Soldier, I give you a thumbs up for Unknown Soldier. I
think Gore's idea here for just leaving him a man of mystery. I think that's a trope that I think a lot of great characters are built on that get completely watered down once we find out what their backstory is.
Once a glory hole.
I don't know.
Did I say that?
I don't remember you saying that now.
Listen, this is what I want. This is a glory hole. No, what I want is Ragman.
All right. Yeah. I was like trying to find something that might be a little bit maybe on the horror side, just a touch.
Yeah.
And Rag and Bone. It's not. I keep wanting to call him Rag and Bone Man, but just Rag Man. His outfit is made up of patches of cloth from corrupt individuals who are seeking redemption and release. And so as long as they have as long as he has the material as part of his uniform, he gets to use their skills, their powers, that they'll protect them. And all it's just really different from what I understand, from what I read. I'm really intrigued by his character and what they could do with it too. But I just like the idea of he's out there trying to make these people's lives right, so to speak, so that they can be released into wherever the beyond, I guess.
I dig this one. This one would make a great TV or movie for sure. You're on target today, Vic. Like Jamie, get behind. You let Vic get up there and control it.
Victor gets a gold star. He did his homework this week.
Yeah, something happened when I look for black people first.
So this is about unknown soldier, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 600 issues of his face is never revealed. Various origins. Yeah. So, yeah, that would be cool for Unknown Soldier. If you go with Unknown, we're going with Unknown Soldier. You got that, like, I wouldn't say Dark Man because that movie is horrible. But he's got a very visual look. He's kind of like, ooh, who's that? And, that would be cool. But Ragman, sticking with superheroes-ish, like Vengeance is Mine type thing. Now is Ragman a different person in the suit every time, or is he even?
No, Roy Reagan. He actually inherited the suit from his dad when his dad was killed.
Okay.
And I mean, the characters, I guess the material that he gets, I don't know how it flies onto a suit or whatever. It represents a different person who's trying to fix the wrongs in their life that they made that led to their death, so they can be released to the great beyond or wherever.
So is it like they were killed by somebody and he's trying to avenge it, or is it like they killed someone and want to like
somehow they end up living a horrible life and dying, and like he's trying to Scrooge them, I guess, avenge their lives for them.
Oh, so he's redeeming them.
Thank you. That's the word. Redeem them.
Dude, I'm for this. I want to watch this right now. I think that'd be a great, Coach Vic right there, pal.
Thank you very much.
I dig that.
All right. Last pick.
I can't top it, so let's not talk about
it. Ooh.
I was surprised that we only had one Kirby creation.
Challengers, and it's from the showcase. Oh boy. It excited Jamie. He was like, oh, it's from DC Showcase. Woo-hoo! So I'm sorry that I'm happy that I could give you that satisfaction. I didn't know it was part of the showcase.
One of your backup choices was also from Showcase. So
that's
bad of an idea.
Yeah. Okay. So the one I went with was Challengers of the Unknown. And that is because not only is it a Kirby thing, and I've noticed you guys got the Secret Six, and then you got that global frequency stuff that who cares. But the Challengers of the Unknown, it was four. It was Red Ryan, Ace, Morgan, Rocky, not Balboa, and the Professor and Marianne. That's five. So they survive a plane crash. So they're basically everyday people. They survive a plane crash, and then they decide, hey, we're unbeatable, we're untouchables. We challenged death and survived. And so they're gonna go and do a bunch of baller stuff and challenge all this other stuff. So my pitch is, right, you got Ghostbusters meets A-Team with some X-Files thrown in there, okay?
Okay.
You got these everyman chumps like putting proton packs on their back. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going comedy, all the way comedy. Even though if you watch the first Ghostbusters, it's really not super comedy. It's like, it's funny, but like there's a lot of like just sci-fi, like, hey, it's funny sci-fi. I dig that. That could be this. You know what I mean? So, and then they got the A-Team stuff where they're going to do, the Mission Impossible stuff. But the Scooby-Doo. So you're solving all these mysteries. You're checking out like the dinosaur egg that comes around, but they'd still be guys like, what are we doing here? I think it would be funny. I think it would be good. And the purple jumpsuits would make my life happy. Introduce like just weird stuff. You could be like, hey, like the professor could be like strapping something like the stunt man. Well, I think it was Red Ryan. He's a stunt man. He's like, don't worry, professor, I'll do this. He can blow up or something and do, just crazy. Or they could be like, they can morph into aliens or some mutated form and like, don't worry, I'll solve it. just funny little fate, little stuff there. Just they're facing the unknown, and then they get killed at the end.
Yeah, I think again, this concept I think would fit right in with what James Gunn has done so far, and some of the other stuff he's worked in. He's taken somewhat unknown characters, made them kind of quirky, made them really fun, and I think this concept would fit right in with what he did in Peacemaker and some of his other stuff.
Right, and you can swap out any of the characters, any of their races, any of their sexes. Really, I'd like to see like the Rocky character, the boxer, could be like a Ronda Rousey. So you got this big tough broad that's just like, and I was like, oh yeah, knocking people, and she could have a bad attitude. And then you know what I mean? It would be great. You could do some fun stuff with this, but just as long as you have the purple jumpsuits. And they got the cool the hourglass, because their watch all broke and it all stopped at the same time. So they're like, oh, we're destined to be together type of thing. So it would be pretty cool. I'm telling you, if it's not made, I'm gonna cry. Just like Jamie did when I told him Global Freak and so he was bored, and I did.
Of course, one thing I thought about listening to you talk about that. I don't know if this might be a good 4-episode series or 6-episode series or what, but if they did the thing, was it Muhammad Ali versus Superman? Mm-hmm. If they were to figure out how to do something like that, I guess Mike Tyson's alive now, or Lennox Lewis, or no, who's the British guy? The British World Heavyweight Champion.
Riddick Bowe?
Huh?
Was it Riddick Bowe?
No, currently.
Oh, well, Mike Tyson's not old. He's too old.
Yeah.
Do it. You're going to do it. Do a time, an old movie, where it's
Muhammad Ali.
That'd be cool. That'd be fun, right?
Yeah.
You could do it. Just get, someone that looks like Muhammad Ali. You don't have to, Is it Lennox Lewis? Lennox Lewis was the British guy, right?
A few things to open up.
Oh, check really quick. I got some comic books. I told you I got Static, #1. And I got this because Alan Davis drew it. And I'm a sucker for Alan Davis. But it came with the top new hot artists of Marvel, right? The lead artists. So you gotta look at that if you ever get that. I got this from the local comic shop, Buy Me Toys. Okay, and I also, Jamie, I've decided I'm gonna start buying old comics.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And I picked up at the local comic shop, my local comic shop.
Ooh.
Fantastic Four number 97.
Nice.
Oh.
You got that one? You sure? I'm sure you got all of them.
No, I don't have that one.
You don't got this one?
No, I'm working on my Kirby Fantastic Four run. But...
Ooh, yeah, I got it. You don't. Look. And then I also like to actually Magic. No, that's taken down.
It got canceled.
It was canceled.
Okay.
They were talking about crazy stuff. Sure. Anyway, speaking of crazy, I like to sometimes go into old comic book bins and find beat up comic books. And I found this beat up crazy issue.
Crazy.
But look at they are. It's the precursor to What the, right? Mm-hmm. But I was looking at it, and I found this interesting thing. They were making fun of DC again. They got a bunch of DC character made like the Green Lantern, and then you got Flash, but he's Reverse Flash. Now I'm wondering.
Ooh.
This was before. This is from what year? This had to be early. This had to be Bronze Age, 72. And Reverse Flash didn't come out until the 80s.
Huh.
So they got paychecks here. Dave.
Mm-hmm.
And they had What a Woman on there. I liked her.
What a woman. She's the manager at Whataburger.
Yeah. Whataburger. Those are delicious, by the way.
Yes.
Anyways, but is that the last one we talked about? Mine. So we got Challenge of the Unknown. My honorable mention was Hawk and Dove. I thought Hawk and Dove would be a good, but it'd have to be the boy team with their Venom type outfits. Where it was just like their magical outfits from the Lords of Order and Chaos. Because, just you can't jump right into the female Dove. You gotta, but they would. So, anyways.
What did you say?
Nothing. I wasn't talking anything.
You can't jump right into the female Dove.
Yeah.
They didn't do that on Titans.
Did they have a male Dove on the beginning of Titans?
Yep.
He lasted like half an episode.
Oh.
That's like most black folks do on TV shows.
He wasn't black in the comics.
Oh, okay.
And they were brothers.
Yeah, they were brothers.
Were they brothers in the TV show?
Was he black?
I don't know.
I mean, he was only on the show for like 5 minutes.
I can't remember.
Before he killed them off.
I want to say he was, though. I could be wrong. Anyway, some of these comics we've got have come from people in the YouTube comic book community. So these are from I Got Issues. Okay.
I Got Issues.
And you were on a stream with him and John.
Yeah.
And you were going over what book?
Murder Falcon.
Murder Falcon.
Al, you are going to love Murder Falcon.
So you want to show your book?
We had a drawing and won this autographed Murder Falcon variant signed by. Who was it signed by?
I don't know.
Who did the art?
Daniel Warren Johnson.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
So I won this one, and then Jamie won the other one.
It's that Hulk annual or giant size homage. And it is also signed by Daniel Warren Johnson.
Now, do you guys know I hate homage covers now?
No.
I'm tired of homage covers.
Okay.
Draw your own junk now. Get your own, make new homage covers. Make covers to be homaged. Oh, I'm so sick of it, man. Oh, this is the cover of Justice League #1 from 1987. Oh, it's like, all right.
So this one
homage covers.
That's a fancy box.
Legion of Comics, who does a live stream every Friday morning with anybody that wants to jump in. He lets come on.
Oh.
He got blacked.
We usually talk about anything except comic books.
Oh, my type of people.
And I'm not sure if he does it every show or not, but he'll just do a giveaway. And it's just put your name in for the drawing, and I won. And I got, this is Batman Legends of Gotham. I'm not sure what issue it is. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see the number. I can't find it anyway.
Yeah, I'll tell you what number it is.
It's a cool Katana cover, though.
Katana.
So, thanks, Legion. Thanks for hosting everyone on Friday mornings.
Number one.
Okay, cool. So, and then this is an eBay pickup, and this is related to the James Gunn announcements.
Ooh. James stacking on DC now.
You got Booster Gold?
It's not Booster Gold, but I'd be interested in a Booster Gold #1 if I found it relatively inexpensive.
Yeah, I got a #1, but I noticed the back of it's been discolored.
It's crunchy. Hey, I'll say this: there was a page for Giant Size X-Men #1 for like $200.
Yeah, I don't get that. It's like buying a Cadillac one part at a time. No deal, Johnny Cash song. I got it one piece at a time. It didn't cost me a dime.
Ooh.
So I used to see this book all the time at the Michiana Comic Con when I was a kid. We weren't a big enough market to have our own comic book store, but we had a yearly convention.
Really?
Mm-hmm. This is when, like, before I could drive, I'd had my dad take me. But I would see this every now and then, and I just never picked it up. And I eventually got a softcover version of it, but I finally got the hardcover.
Oh, Son of the Demon.
Batman, Son of the Demon.
Is that the original cover? I don't think that's the original cover.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. In which you have the encounter between Batman and Talia al Ghul that would later become Damian Wayne.
Many times after that. I don't think that's just
Damian Wayne.
A baby named Damian.
Oh. You said battle between Batman and battle.
I said encounter.
Oh, encounter.
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
Oh.
What?
Oh, so Ra's al Ghul's his grandfather.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So I'm surprised that this book hasn't this book hasn't jumped up in value. I got this for a reasonable fee, and it's a pretty nice.
Do graphic novels jump up in value at all?
Sometimes. I mean, they really have to have something going on in them. I get 10 of that. Ooh, Nightwing. Did I miss a Nightwing?
Hey, you missed this Nightwing.
I'll put up a Nightwing.
Oh. Let me make it big.
Look at that.
Well, that's cool.
I gotta admit, though, I'm a little disheartened by the superpowers line because they have all the Batman, Superman, Thanos, Darkseid figures on the clearance aisle now. $4 a piece.
Wow.
$4, but they made way for these. I got Nightwing. Wonder Woman.
Come with a lasso.
She got a lasso. Don't look like. Wait. No lasso.
But I can't use Invincible Jet, I see.
And then my favorite.
Deathstroke. That's cool.
Deathstroke. That's a banger of a figure, man.
Mm-hmm.
Deathstroke. Now that's a great character.
He fought Arrow, right?
Yeah.
If this would have came out when I was a kid, I'd still be playing with it.
Titans is appropriate.
Deathstroke Super. This is one of the better. I think this is my favorite Superpowers edition out of all of them that they've done.
Well, it's a super popular character these days.
Yeah, well, no, I've always liked him, and he never had a figure.
Yeah, I think Deathstroke's daughter joined the Titans.
Yeah, and then we got this.
Oh.
12-inch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figure.
Which one is he?
The blue one.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Oh, Leonardo.
Yeah, that's the word.
I never noticed. I never noticed that they had their letters on the middle of their chest like that.
That's got to be new.
I just love it. I just love this. The big boy. I can't afford the original big boy, so I got this one.
Nice. And
yes, I have a girlfriend. But anyways. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just if you guys need superpower figures, the Batman, Superman, Darkseid, which is probably the better sculpt out of all three of those. The Darkseid one's pretty cool, even though I don't like that suit. They're $4, man.
Where?
At my local Walmart on Ireland Road.
Oh, okay.
Like over here. $4. That's unbelievable. I'm waiting for the Supermobile to go on sale. I want to get that because what I want to do, don't hold me to it because I never follow through. I want to make a Superpowers Brainiac ship. I've always loved that the big skull, the Robo skull, or
Mhm.
Oh my goodness! I was talking with my brother about, well, you could do this, and if you could get a 3D file of the superpowers head, blow it up, print it big, and then
I
put
was
a
gonna say, I
tentacle.
thought somebody's done that already.
See, Jamie, we need a 3D printer around here.
Yeah, we do.
You need to learn how to sculpt.
Make our own action figures of us.
It's the technology's coming.
Yeah. New me, so I can put myself here and just be like,
All right. Well, we'll wrap this episode up. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Magic Lasso was here. Joey Bag of Sevens. Gore Vidal was here earlier. Comic Kid 84. And then we had Lady F was here. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yes.
can we all admit that they liked my choices better than your guys' choice?
You like my choices better than yours.
Victor won the day. Victor won the day.
Wow.
Thanks, Magic Lasso. Glad you could join us.
Yes.
Have a wonderful weekend. I'll find our outgoing video.
Feliz Navidad.
And here we go.
Whenever there's a crime, who's always there to fight it? Whenever there's a wrong, who's always there to right it? When someone breaks the law, who do people holler for? It's the